Yeah, yeah. Look, ball player, no watching from the side. Said that you got him next, well go ahead and show him why. No limits in the sky.
What up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Up Next, the podcast where we tell you who's up next in youth sports. We're going real young today in the women's game. We got a class of 2026 and a class of 2028. But first, of course, I'm Jamal Murphy, and I got my co-host Khalid Green in the house. What's up, man?
Peace, man. I'm super excited. I love tapping into the youth and hearing their stories at a young age, because we'll double back in a couple of years and hear about their growth. So we're happy to be here with these two young ladies.
No doubt about it. Like you said, the women's game is a monster right now. It's only getting tougher and tougher. I want to give a shout out to Jada Williams, who we had on, a month or so ago, and she recently committed to UCLA.
Yes.
So congratulations to her.
Big time. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So, these young girls, we're going to have Zaniyah Williams, who's number one class of 2026, that's 7th grade. And then we're going to also talk to Kaylee Lucas, who's rated by many as the top 5th grader in the class of 2028. She's out of South Carolina. So we're going to talk to 2 top-rated young girls coming up. So I hope you enjoy it. And here it comes.
Let's get to it.
It's an exciting night tonight, man.
Yeah.
Exciting night, man. Down went Frazier. So,
Yes, a lot going on tonight as we are. This is the day that they announced that Joe Biden beat Trump. Just to tell everybody what day this is.
Right.
Yeah.
And speaking of basketball, I just want to give LeBron James and the More Than a Vote people a shout out, because Black people definitely came out and helped Biden get over the line. So
right.
We give that shout out to LeBron and More Than a Vote people.
And since we have a star on that might be going to the WNBA one day, we also want to give the WNBA ladies a big shout out.
Oh yeah.
Big shout out.
Because they were big in social promotion of justice. So
yeah, they were the originals. The NBA bid off them, which was fine.
Right.
But you got to give the NBA their props. But like you said, we have a few very special guests on today. We're dealing with girls youth basketball, very young age, but people are showing improving very early nowadays. We have Zaniyah Williams, a 6th grader, or I think you're in 7th grade now.
Yes, sir.
Sorry about that. 7th grader. But many people have her the number 1 rated basketball player in her class of 2026. We're also joined by her mother, Janae Williams, and her father, Chris Williams. How you all doing? Thanks for joining us.
How are you?
Blessed. Nice.
So, like I was saying, Zaniyah Williams, from everything I could tell, somewhat of a prodigy in the game. The nickname The Problem, which you got to be nice to have that nickname. For sure.
The Problem.
You said Zeta Problem?
Zeta Problem.
Sorry about that. Zeta Problem. My fault.
Get it right.
My fault. Yeah, you got me. So let's jump in. Let's jump into it. And ask you, Zaniyah, first. When did your love of the game start? When did you start playing, and when did you start loving the game?
I started playing in 3rd grade, playing up 4th grade, and my love of the game started when I was young. Like, I really loved basketball. My parents were working my brother. I'd be on the other end training myself, basically, because my brother was older, so they was like focused on him. And I was just on the other end looking at them and trying to copy them and try to learn and get better.
Wow.
Nice. Well, first of all, let's go back a little bit. Tonight you had how many games did you have tonight?
3.
Oh, you had 3. How'd you do?
I did great.
Okay. Did y'all win all the games?
Well, we lost in the championship by like 4 or 5.
Okay, to who?
Cap City.
Okay, so we gotta get Cap City back.
Yeah.
We beat them the first time they came back. just the second time.
Okay. Okay.
So when did you know? Well, let me ask the parents. Let me ask Janae and Chris. You know, as she just mentioned, you guys were working out her older brother. You know, she's kind of, you know, seeing what's going on, working out herself. When did you know that Zanaya had something very, very special to her as far as basketball is concerned?
Well, I guess I'll start off by answering this. So I used to train, my husband and I trained my oldest son. We were in the gym, we'll have him on one end, and then, you know, little Z will try to come in. And actually I coached him. That's where it started, actually. I coached him in 4th grade. She would always come to my practice because I had another child, so I brought her to my practice. She would always interrupt my practice while I'm coaching with dribbling. She just dribbled the entire time of my practice. I'm like, Z, go somewhere, go sit down somewhere, you know? So then during our training sessions, I'm training my oldest son. She wants to keep getting into training, so I'm really focused on him, not wanting a younger kid to come and slow it down. So she would always take herself down to the other end and mimic what we're doing. So one day, we proceeded to work with him, and I looked down the other end, and I saw her doing the drills, and she would always have her head up, she would set up her own cones the way that she saw fit, you know, to model us. And then she did everything the right way. Like I never had to teach her to keep her head up while she's dribbling. It's just certain things with fundamentals that I've never had to teach her. I don't know where the drive came from, but I guess, you know.
Pops just looked at you like he kind of knows where the drive came from.
Me out. Don't worry about it. And that just went on and on and on until we looked and was like, oh, yo, no, she got to start now. Like, she got to start now. And then we put her on the team with the girls when she played 4th grade, and also the boys as well. And she exceeded, you know, well with both. Dominated with both.
Nice. Yeah, I saw her handles, man. I was checking them out. No, let me tell you what I'm impressed about. I gotta dive off a little bit. I saw YouTube, and she's doing diamond push-ups, and I'm like, most guys, little guys I know at 12, 13 can't do diamond push-ups. So that's a whole nother level right there. I know this is basketball.
She's pretty cut up.
I see that, but the strength and conditioning program is in effect in Virginia. Let me just say that.
Of course. Well, back then, like, if I had to get on my kids for something, you know, my timeout is 6 inches. My timeout is, you know what, 100 push-ups.
Right.
Yeah.
So do both of you guys, like, Janae, it sounds like you have a basketball background. Do both of you guys coaches played? Like, what's your guys' background as far as basketball?
I only coached for a short period of time, 4th grade, boys basketball, and a private school I coached, but really wouldn't call myself a coach. Mainly, I train my daughter. That's really what we do. We just train all 3 of our kids.
But you always had love for basketball. What is it that?
Yes, I played in high school. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
We are like truly a basketball family.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're in Virginia?
VA. Yes.
What
Virginia.
part?
Chesapeake, Virginia.
Okay. Good stuff.
Originally from Norfolk, though.
All right.
Okay. Shout out to Norfolk. I heard that.
Of course.
Absolutely.
So Zanaya, what players do you look up to? Well, first describe your game for me. Like what you think, you know, how you would describe your game, you know, as far as how you play basketball.
I'm a dog. I have great IQ. I can shoot. I can dribble. I can make the right decisions. I get everybody involved. Like, I get people involved. I have a defense.
Mm-hmm.
I hustle. Basically, an all-around player.
What do you have a position yet, or do you play a certain position? You think?
Point guard.
Okay.
And sometimes point guard.
All right. And what about players that you look up to on any level? You know, college, pro, you know, male, female, whatever.
I look up to Kyrie and LeBron, even though they're, you know, men. But I look up to those two. I look up to LeBron because he's a great player. he's a dog. He's an all-around player also, just like me. And outside of basketball, he made a private school for kids to go to, and I would like to do that too. Wow. And with Kyrie, he's a dog too. He can handle the ball, take care of his body. Those are my two favorite players.
And you mentioned the word dog a few times, and I'm assuming you're not talking about a Chihuahua. You're talking about Rottweiler, pit bull. Yeah, I figured that. But I want the listeners to understand that we're dealing with a wolf over here, man. She's number one in the country for a reason. All right. So, how did that feel to be, highly touted player at such a young age? And parents, what's been the journey been like?
It took a lot of hard work, and I wouldn't be here if I didn't it takes a lot to get to my position. It takes a lot of hard work, and I was willing to work and get better. And that's what it's mainly about.
Okay.
Winning yourself.
And then for her being in the position of number one, you would think that it's, a lot of pressure and a lot of negative things that come with it, but it's more positive for her. Because I guess we can say we guard her mind and guard her from a lot of negativity. We don't bring that around ourselves, and we just try to stay positive to any other kid, But it is a lot of hard work, and we use it as motivation more than anything. And we always keep her in a position where she can be challenged. That's why, she's in 7th grade, but she plays 9th grade, soon to be EYBL, to keep her challenged. And so she can continue to compete on a high level.
Oh, so she plays 9th grade now?
With Boo Williams, yes.
Yes.
Wow. That's pretty big.
That's what she played today.
Yeah, that was, yep. Her game today was great.
Okay.
And how have you been doing on that level?
I've been doing great.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Mm-hmm.
It's all right to say great. I love greatness.
Yeah.
We're not going to tell you to be good. We want you to be great.
What kind of has it been any what are the biggest challenges when you're playing up like that? Is there anything that you feel like is more challenging?
Size, but I feel like I can handle that because I'm strong and I have other ways that can beat that.
Mm-hmm.
So for those that are listening, EYBL is the major tournament circuit sponsored by Nike. And for this young lady to be playing 2 levels up on Boo Williams, who is, people that don't know Boo Williams, we're talking about the legend of grassroots basketball. I don't care if it's not just Virginia, I'm talking about in the country.
Right.
All right. He's the godfather. I actually was on a Zoom call with him a couple of days ago. So for this young lady to be playing for this program, that's a huge accomplishment in itself.
Sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So where'd you get the nickname Z the Problem?
Actually, my mom made it up.
Go mom. That's why she corrected you.
Yeah, she was like, wait a second. You better get that right.
She was the problem at first, but I said, no, it's Z the problem. You got to characterize it specifically for her. Z the problem.
I love it. And Pops brought the chain, huh?
Yeah, he did. He did when we were playing in the tournament in Indiana?
Yeah.
Indiana or Alabama?
Yeah.
Indiana.
Y'all was supposed to tell us to put on some shades before we came on this. It's a little icy over there right now.
For real.
So what's the next? She's in 7th grade now, playing 8th grade. Do you guys already have an idea about high school and where she might be going? I'm sure people are recruiting her right now.
Right.
Facts.
We're gonna say options are open.
Yeah.
Options are open. Options are open. Options are open.
Are you thinking local or options wide open, it could be anywhere?
Wide open within reason. Within reason.
Yes, within reason.
Because we still have to parent too.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Got to be within reach.
Absolutely.
I hear you. What's it, and the Boo Williams thing, what's it been like on the, on the AAU level? Like, how long have you been playing for Boo Williams? Or, were there other teams that she played for before that? And how have you navigated that whole system?
She played with TTG Free Agents, which is a team based out of Tennessee. It's a travel team playing elite showcases. We still play with that team, but our main home team is Boo Williams, because we're from here. This is home, and that's on the circuit. So we're able to attend practice and everything like that. So that's a huge benefit. But she did well playing with TTG too, and the young ladies based out of Tennessee. It's good to see other girls from other areas. The way basketball is different everywhere. So being on that team, we had the opportunity to play in Arizona, Indiana, California. We had a chance to play Kobe's team, which was a great experience. And many other places that we traveled to.
And when did she start traveling? Like
Oh,
what age?
It feel like forever.
Third grade.
I think
Like,
with Black Widows, because you remember we used to travel in the van.
No, he mean travel.
Oh, okay.
Not around the corner, like not state. But I say sixth grade.
Yeah, 56.
5th or 6th.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. And what's your as the night? What's your daily routine? Okay, like you said, you don't get to where you are without hard work. I'm just curious, what your daily routine is like. How much work are you putting in?
I put in a lot. And sometimes I train two a days. And yeah, I train 2 a
Tell them
days.
like what you're
I do
doing,
school.
like what you're doing in your trainings.
Oh, what I do in my trainings, work on my shooting, ball handling, conditioning, working out physically, and stuff like that.
You go elaborate on that.
like basically she wakes up, like now routine, she wakes up, she's getting her Zoom class for school. She's log in. When she get a break, she goes in the garage, or we got a basketball hoop built outside, a basketball court. She go out there, work on her game. We text her and tell her the video, her working out, send it to us. Well, because me and mom still got to go to work. So
Right.
she does that, come back in the house, get lunch, go back on her computer, study, and finish her school out. Then by the time me and mom get home, we at the gym. So we at the gym. It depends on, usually 9 out of 10 times, she works very, very hard. And it can be a 0.1%. If we feel like we didn't accomplish what we need to accomplish, we'll come home, get in the garage, and train some more. And train some more. Then after that, sometimes we get together, maybe watch film or last games, get it together. Then basically it's just the same process almost every day.
She does get breaks though.
Yeah.
She does get breaks.
Yeah, but
one day, maybe one day, maybe.
yeah, probably one get a break 1% out of 99.
And
Right.
sometimes, to be more detailed about what we do a lot of ball handling, a lot of things now incorporating stamina. Because a lot of times your game, the point of when your game changes is actually when you get tired.
Right.
It's okay to do everything fresh. So now it's what are you gonna do when you get tired? Now that she's playing 2 grades up, I work on physicality a lot. So now her physical body makeup is already like she has a good statue about herself. But now we're gonna do the 100 a day. Like it's no 20, it's 100 a day. And I take her to Planet Fitness, and to be honest, she literally enjoys working out.
Right.
And she challenges herself. Like those push-ups, one time she had 2 mats on the side, and she wanted to do a push-up, hop up on the mat with both hands, do another push-up, and that's lower down in her Instagram videos. But she loves to challenge herself physically, like pull-ups. She can just, I don't know, it's just amazing to see sometimes, how she's unsatisfied. Like she just.
Yeah. I can see it in her eyes right now.
Yeah, she's driven. Absolutely.
She loves it. Like, you know, sometimes you got kids that be like, no, mom. I don't get that from her. Like, when we say train, she'll say, okay, mom, do you mind if I go eat first? Or do you mind if I do this first? But she's always willing to get better. And that's one thing that as a parent, I can say that I love about her. I don't have to worry about, I don't feel like it, that type of attitude. No matter what we say, she just does what we say. Do it with a good attitude.
Right, and it makes sense because she started off as a self-motivator on that side of the court doing her own thing. So
and we're just nurturing.
Yeah, you just nurturing like great parents. So, you know, it's a good unit.
Which we find is the key to success a lot of times.
Yes. Great. It's like that's the formula.
No doubt. So obviously you're taking classes via Zoom. So obviously you've been affected by the pandemic. Has it affected your workouts or basketball in any way?
I mean, no, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes homework, I have to do basketball like later on in the day because of homework and stuff like that, but not really.
She's in a rigorous curriculum. She's in an IB school and she takes honors, so she does have a heavy workload. So
seems like you take, because I saw reading your bio, you're a straight A student. So it seems like you kind of attack the books the same way you attack other people on the court.
Yeah. She does not. Oh my gosh, a B would bothers her so much. Like she said, she's gonna be so mad. Yeah.
Well, you can't teach that. I mean, that competitiveness is great.
Right.
Like that's what makes her. Obviously, all the great. I used to work in the league as a scout for 9 years, and all of the great ones have a competitive edge to them where failure is not an option. So.
Right.
It seems like she has that same mentality.
Right. If it's not her, it's gonna come from me. If it's not from
right.
It's gonna come from dad, or brothers.
Right.
What you know, obviously we see the family dynamic you guys have. It's like we said, it's the key to success. What advice would you give to other parents who have young kids, 6th, 7th grade, starting to get some recognition? What advice would you give other parents in your similar situation?
That is actually really good question. Considering we have not faced what most people face, as kids get older, it gets rough. I'll say, guard your child's mind more than anything, their mind. There's a lot of things that they deal with that we may not know anything about, a lot of things that are in their head. They have their peers. They have their coaches, they have parents, they have, what other parents may say on your team. Stay in the course of having a good relationship with your child and make sure you know what your child is thinking, what your child is experiencing. Know their breaking point, because a lot of times as parents, we can push our child. Know your child's abilities. Know when they're giving their all. Know when they're at their breaking point. Know when, that they basically need to, take a break for a while or whatever the case may be. And as far as the social aspect, I would say keep your kid as guarded as possible, and be aware of your surroundings, be aware of who you have your children around, and make sure your child stays focused, because there's a lot of distractions. So as much parental involvement, as possible. And if it's not a parent, someone else in your life that, could be a part of that village.
Right.
That's my take on it.
Mine's basically know your child path. If your child is special, your child is special. I feel like as a parent, you can't go the same route as other people. You have to stay in your own lane and understand that we're different, and we got it, and we want to be better. We want to be better. We want to be great. So certain things we have to sacrifice as parents ourselves so that Zanaya can be successful.
Right.
And a lot of sacrifice. So, and that's what I can say. You got, when you got your child that that they're special, and people say they said that your child is special, you got to really move different,
Right.
and to better your child and keep her protected.
Right.
Absolutely. I think that's great advice.
Yeah. What's some of the best advice you've ever gotten from someone else about this process? Is there any?
Stay humble, which you would never hear Z say she's number one in the country.
Right.
You would never hear her say that. And she will smile and talk to any and everybody that come up to her, because a lot of tournaments we go to, they recognize her on Instagram and things like that. But basically staying humble, which she does an amazing job of doing that. Like I said, you would never hear her talk, I'm number one in the country, whatever, if she would never say that. So I think that's one of the, best advice that somebody gave me, and I can give somebody else. Keep your child humble, keep your child level-headed, and just keep working.
Let me ask about that. The fact that you're number one, or whatever, top player rated, everybody knows. Do you feel do people come at you harder? Is that something you feel already?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we
You feel that? You feel that people come at you hard?
Especially at camps.
My family.
She said my family, not us. He said, yeah, y'all too.
Like opponents, like people who play against you. Do you feel that now? Like, oh wow, they really coming at me now?
At the ranking camp.
At camps, we usually get that.
More so at camps, not games, because she doesn't play her grade.
Yeah, we don't play her grade. So at camps, that's her only time that she plays with her group, the class of 2026. And you can tell the kids try to come in here a little harder.
but that's actually very rare, because most people like her and are cool with her now. We haven't came across really like mean kids or teens that are doing that, things like that. Not too often.
Right. So with you, Zaniyah, with you playing 9th grade and then every now and then going to camps of your own grade, what is the difference? Like, do you feel there's a difference?
I look at everybody the same. Like, if you're in front of me, I'm a dog, so it really doesn't matter.
Love it.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
I love it. Ma, don't do that. You know you taught her that, Ma.
I didn't think she was gonna say that. Ma over there talking about, oh, wait a minute. She don't be like, okay, that's what
somebody got. Listen. You the one that said that you guard her mind, so you also put something in her mind. And oh man.
No, this has been great. Thanks a lot. We want to thank you for coming on. Zaniyah Williams, once again, those people have her as the number one ranked 7th grader in the country. Z the Problem is the nickname on IG. She's at Zaniyah.Williams_Z the Problem. So follow her and see what's going on. She's a straight A student as well. So good luck with everything. I don't have any doubt that you're going to do your thing with your drive and the parents you have right next to you. So all you guys, thanks a lot. Mother Janae Williams, Father Chris Williams, thanks a lot for joining us.
We only have one request. When you're ready to announce where you're going to school, come up next.
Yeah, come holler at us.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Similar story. You know what I'm saying? Hard work, focus, great parents behind you, or great role models behind you, pushing you in the right direction.
Playing up. Yep.
Yeah, man. Zaniyah Williams. I didn't even see that many highlights yet, and I'm like, yeah, she looked like the real deal to me.
And she's focused, man. Right. She has that. She has a laser focus. You can tell in her eyes. She means business, and also we have to promote and let everybody know she's an A student. That's great. So she's handling her business in the classroom as well as on the court.
No question. That's another key, as you know.
Yep.
If you want to get to the higher level, You gotta take care of those grades, and and after your playing days, that's when grades and just focus on whatever you're doing. Really, like she said, she's just as focused and just as competitive in the classroom as she is on the court, and that'll take you a long way.
Absolutely.
So our special guest today is Kaylee Lucas. Her father, Kareem Lucas, is somewhere there too. We just talked to him. Kaylee is considered to be like I said, one of the top fifth graders in the nation. Some people have a number one, some people have a number two. She's class of 2028, so we're taking it. I don't know if anybody can count that high, but we're going back to 2028, class of 2028. So remember that. She's from Rock Hill, South Carolina, and her Instagram is at Lil_Mama_CO2028. Kaylee, thanks for joining us. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. So we'll jump right into it. When did you start playing basketball?
I started playing basketball between 7 or 8 years old.
And was it just like a natural fit for you? Were you good right away? Did you love it right away?
I wasn't good right away. I had to keep on working on my shot and skills.
Wow. So you already know that being good at this sport takes a lot of hard work, it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
How did you, Kaylee, how did you get your ball handling skills so good? I mean, I watched them on video, and you're doing some Kyrie Irving, Stephen Curry drills. So, where did that come from?
Practice and training. You gotta train really hard.
Okay. How often do you train?
5 days a week.
Wow.
Okay.
Tell us about that. So what's your training like? Like, what are you're doing dribbling drills, shooting drills, I assume?
Yeah, we put up 450 shots made every workout, and we do ball handling skills and ball handling drills.
And who do you work out with? Is it your father?
Yes, sir.
And it's been you and your father really working out since you were 7 or 8 years old?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Kaylee, I saw in a video that you and your team does some like boxing drills too. Tell us about that.
We were working on our footwork and really trying to get in shape.
Okay. Has that been helpful?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So in terms of basketball players, do you watch basketball a lot?
Yes, sir.
Who are there any players that you really like watching, more than others, or players that you look up to?
In WNBA, I love Avril Lavigne.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
What do you like about her game?
Because she wrote this book about Despite the Height, and it reminds me of me.
Despite the height?
Yes, sir.
How tall are you now? Do you know?
I think like 4'10".
Okay, but you're fifth grader. Are you tall or short for your grade now in terms of like the girls you play against or the boys you play against?
I guess I'm medium.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you're 4'10" now, so unfortunately for me, you're almost at my size. So that's a whole nother story, all right? But talk about your game. Like, how would you describe your basketball game? Like, how, if people saw you at a game, what would they come away with?
Probably my ball handling and like my leadership and being aggressive.
Okay.
What kind of leader are you? Are you a leader who tries, who talks a lot, tells other players, what they need to be doing, or do you lead by example? Or both?
Both.
Mm-hmm. What are your dreams like as far as basketball goes? I mean, you got a long way even to high school, but what do you dream about in terms of where, how far you go in the game of basketball?
I'm trying to get a D1 Power 5 scholarship.
Mm-hmm.
Power 5. So is Dawn Staley on your list? South Carolina Gamecocks.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Dawn, if you're listening, you have
get
one
on
right
it.
in your backyard.
Get on.
UConn,
Mm.
Oregon, and a lot of other.
Nice.
Do you play other sports also?
I play a little bit of soccer.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like that helps you with basketball?
Yes, with speed and your footwork and
Okay.
hustling.
Nice, and probably conditioning too, right?
Yes, sir.
So your father, before we got on, said you guys about to go to an event. Kareem, what's up, brother? This is where you step in, brother. Yeah.
My
Tell us.
wife made me get back in.
Tell us about the event that's coming up.
It's a Southeastern
You can get in the
All-American
picture.
Southeastern All-American Camp sponsored by Slam.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it's taking place in Fayetteville. It's only a 4-hour camp, starts at 9, ends at 1. So it should be some really, really good talent there. So we'll see how it goes.
Right.
We left one. We just had a tournament in Friday night, middle school ball, and she did really well. Only 5th grader there, playing against 6th, 7th, 8th graders, and did really well. I was impressed.
Do you have her? I would assume. I guess you have her playing against older kids. Has that been since the beginning or more recently?
Yeah. No, she's always played up. She's 5th grade, but she's the starting point guard on her 6th grade team.
Mm-hmm.
She always played against the boys.
Mm-hmm.
So she's just aggressive. They call her a dog.
When did you know you had something special in from working out with her, basketball wise?
Maybe when she was 8 years old.
Mm-hmm.
She just wanted to learn and wanted to play.
Right.
And the thing is, I never have to make her work out. Never. I get home from work and she's ready to go.
Right.
So that
self-motivated.
It's self-motivated.
Do you have a basketball background? Like what?
No, I don't have a basketball background.
But did you always love the game or
always? Yeah, I always loved the game. Yeah.
You like you said, you're driving to take her to camp. What kind of sacrifices is it for you? In terms, as the from the parents' perspective.
Sacrifice, bro. I'd be up at 4:00 in the morning, be at work at 5, get off work at 4:30. We at the gym from 5:15 all the way to 8:30. Get back up and do the same thing the next day. So it's a sacrifice.
Mm-hmm. Seems to be well worth it.
It's well worth it. And we'll fly out to Pennsylvania next weekend to play in Spooky Nook.
Wow.
So we're just keeping the ball in her hand and keeping her busy.
And talk to parents about that, because a lot of parents, I'm sure that have said, yeah, I want to get my child in the sport, but they don't understand how much they have to kind of step back from their own personal life to let their children, give up, or not even give up, but dedicate their time to those whole weekends that can be from Friday to Sunday. AAU weekends are nonstop, like probably sleeping in the car and all that stuff, man. Talk about that experience.
Brother, it is all day. It's from like 9 in the morning to probably about 6 in the afternoon. Sometimes you have like 2 hours in between. So it's challenging, and it requires a lot of your time.
Right.
Even more challenging when you have other kids that's not involved, but they have to go with you. So it's a burden on them and my wife. Me, I can stay in the gym all day long. It don't bother me at all.
Right.
It don't bother Kaylee at all.
Right.
But it's definitely a sacrifice. It's not cheap. You got your hotel, you got your travel, you got food. It's not a cheap sport to get into. Right. But the goal is we pay it on the front end, so we won't have to pay for education on the back end.
Right.
So that's the goal. And so right now we're just a work in progress, and hopefully it pays off in the end.
And do you guys as a family already have your sights on? I mean, we talked about college, but do you have your sights on high school in particular in that area?
Yeah, I do. Rock Hill High Bearcat, Coach Kenny Orr, he loves her. He works out with her a lot. We work out with them a lot. School I went to, school I graduated from. And so that's where I'm hoping she'll end up.
Okay.
So he tells me that he's coming to get her in the 7th grade. So we got 2 years to get her ready for high school.
Oh, okay.
That's her goal for her. Not me, for her. It's her goal.
Kaylee, what do you think about, and I'm gonna ask your father the same question after this, but what do you think about the rankings and you being the, some people saying you're number 1 5th grader, some people saying you're the number 2 5th grader. How do you look at that?
I feel great, and the work is paying off.
Right.
Yeah, I still have some work to do to my craft.
Right. How about you, Kareem?
Well, don't too much get caught up in rankings. The saying goes, rankings equals spankings.
I like that one, man. I'm taking that one, Kareem.
It's always another kid in the gym that's working just as hard, if not harder than what you are. So at any given time you step on the court, you can get the business handed to you.
Right.
So I don't too much get into rankings. Something we didn't ask to be ranked. We mean, it just happens.
Right.
We participate in these camps. Yeah, we do participate, but the write-ups and the rankings, it just comes with it.
Right. Right.
And what about the AAU scene out there in South Carolina? I don't know if you've dealt with it that much yet, but I'm sure you will coming up. What's the scene in South Carolina look like?
Not so much in South Carolina. We do a lot in North Carolina.
Okay.
But the talent is pretty good. The talent's pretty good.
Right.
COVID has a lot of things shut down.
Right.
So we're not able to play as often as we normally do. But albeit though, we still getting our share of playing time in, even with COVID. We've done been to Alabama, to Myrtle Beach, to Georgia. And I think that's it. We're going to go to Pennsylvania. But so the AAU circuit is strong.
How did you find those opportunities? The traveling, like, is it something you had to research on your
just
own?
With the organization. No, just Queen City Ballers. We play with Queen City Ballers out of Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
So we, with their organization and whatever they put on the schedule, we pack up and go.
How far are you from Charlotte?
No, we are probably a swallow's bit away, brother. We probably 10 minutes, maybe.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard of Rock Hill, and it was close to.
Oh wow, you're that close? I didn't know that.
We are literally
on the border. Yeah,
on the border. Yes, of Charlotte, right next to Carolina.
Okay. Okay. So North Carolina is your second home.
The state I was born in, the state I work in. We may as well live there because we're there 7 days a week, pretty much.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So when you look at this, you've already had an experience with your daughter as far as basketball goes, and then as she progresses, what do you want for your daughter, or what do you want your daughter to take from this entire experience?
Just, I want her to learn. I don't want her to settle for just being good. I want her to be the best she can be. I don't want my goal to be her goal. I don't want my dream to be her dream. I want her to want it for herself. She can't play for me. She can't play for her mom. She got to play for herself.
Right.
And like I say, in terms of working out, I don't have to make her do anything. She does it on her own. And I just hope she keeps that passion and that dream. Some people says that she may outgrow it. She may fall out of love with it. I've been told that you really don't know what you have until you get in middle school, when all these outside attractions start coming in, like the boys and want to go to the mall. And so the love of the game, I don't want her to lose that love for the game of basketball. But again, I said, my goal cannot be hers. I just want her to want it for herself.
And Kaylee, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you love the game right now?
10.
Okay. We're at least headed in the right direction, Kareem.
And Kaylee, when did you realize when was it that you realized you loved the game?
When I started working out every day almost.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Yep.
That makes sense. Kareem, before we let you go, it seems like you're doing a great job. You have her headed in the right direction. What kind of advice would you give to other parents in similar situations?
Be patient. Trust the process. You're going to get out of it what you put in it. You can't wake up Monday and expect to be playing ball at a high level on Tuesday. It takes some work. You got to put her in the right environment, in the right organization with some good coaches that can develop her. Sometimes you get too close, you may have to step back and have someone else do it.
Right.
Because you don't want your relationship you don't want a basketball relationship to affect your relationship with your daughter.
Right.
So, and so I can be rough sometimes on her, really rough sometimes on her. She come home and she tell mommy on me. So now she told you that I train with her all the time, but she do have trainers.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I had to step back because I was getting too emotional.
Right.
So you do have trainers that work with her with speed and agility, ball handling, shooting. She has all of that. We work out, like I say, 2 days a week. We work out. She work out team practice the other 2 days a week, and we'll have a day on Friday if she want to work out. So we get it in, and it's like a 3.5 hour workout, sometimes 3 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, that's interesting because I think a lot of people, when they see young kids, really good at a sport, you assume it's almost completely natural, like they were born with the skill, but even at a young age, it takes a lot of work. It sounds like
it's a lot of work. Yeah, it's a lot of work.
I want to thank you guys for joining us today on Up Next.
Yes.
This is Kaylee Lucas and her father, Kareem Lucas. Kaylee, like I said, considered to be one of the top 5th graders in the nation, class of 2028, from Rock Hill, South Carolina, but it seems like they're invading North Carolina when it comes to basketball. Her IG, again, is at Lil_Mama_CO2028. Thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you.
And, putting us on some game.
Hey, we greatly appreciate the invite and the opportunity to speak with you guys.
And travel safely.
Yes, good luck.
All right, thank you.
And we'll be watching you, Kaylee.
Yes, we're following you, Kaylee. We're rooting for you, too.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. That was a nice story, man.
Yeah.
I'm really struck by, like she's talking 3 hour practicing every day, fifth grade to be that good. And and I meant what I said to him, like even me, like you think at that young age, it must've been natural. But really, I guess the natural part is the work ethic.
Right. And what I'm learning is, or I learned that he basically is a parent that is teaching his daughter to have a great work ethic, but she's the one that really wants this, and that's important. She's the one that is self-motivated, self-dedicated, and she sees a vision for herself, and she looks like she's going to achieve it.
Yeah, and as a parent, if you're gonna travel and take time, out of everything else you're doing, I would assume you gotta see it in your kids' eyes that it's worth it. Like they really want it.
Right. Right. Or you're wasting your own time. So sounds like he's very confident that, his time is not being wasted and she's not playing any games with the time. She's using it with a purpose.
Right. And if you're top, I guess if you're number one, if publications are making you number 1 or number 2 in the rankings, then you're like, oh, it's working.
Yeah, absolutely. She's seeing the fruits of her labor right now.
Exactly.
So kudos to that little young lady.
No doubt.
Kaylee
Lucas. Stay up on her. We'll all keep an eye on her. Thanks again for joining us on another episode of Up Next. Keep supporting. Hit that subscribe button. Rate and review the podcast whenever you get a chance. It really helps traffic when you actually write a review. So that we would appreciate that. Keep following us on Instagram. Our Instagram is hot at UpNextPod. Also on Twitter at UpNext_pod. And we keep them coming.
Yep. Peace. Same bat channel, same bat time.
Peace.
33 like Birdie 2. Time to put on for your city when they never heard of you. Ball player, ain't no watching from the side. Picking up them pieces, ain't no limits in the sky. Said you got up next, well, gon' show 'em why. 1, 2, that's a 3. Now take your shot, ball player. Bishop Lachlan, purple and gold, that's a flex. Kylie Green, got me a Scally before he left. Joe Cash, something like dollars on the check.